What's poppin' peeps? T-Money here to do a review for you guys for body bags. I'd like to welcome everybody to my first review for Saturday. Or welcome myself. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But, so Andy, RIP brother, is no longer with us on the Body Bags channel. He got burnt out or whatever. He decided to leave. So that's cool, man. Best wishes, and we'll be in touch as always. But yeah, so I got to hop on the Saturday board, which I'm much happier about because I don't work on the weekends, so I have more time to prepare. And even so, this is coming to you mad late because this is my first review on a Saturday. And to be honest, I kind of spaced it and almost didn't get this done. I'm still on the Wednesday mode, but so happy to be reporting for you guys on Saturdays now. So I am your Saturday reviewer for the time being. So yeah, DOTD 1986 is here to stay for the unforeseen future. Anyway, enough blabbing. Happy to be here tonight. I got a review for you guys this Saturday. The film I chose to review is a film by the name of Calvaire, or Calvary, which is like, I guess it means like a gravestone or something. I'm not sure if it's French. I don't know the language. I think it's French. It's a Belgian French film. So, and I'm not really sure what it has to do with the film other than a gravestone that the main character stumbles across at the end that says Calvary written on it. But anyway, this is a film from, I took mad notes too, because I watched this a couple weeks, like maybe a month ago now, for the first time because people were raving about it. I remember Moods had spoke highly of it, and it's kind of a French film that's gotten a lot of recognition. And of course I was late to the party because it was very expensive, but I actually did get a good deal on eBay for it, so I was thrilled for that. Yeah, so that's Calvary. And I can't read you the back synopsis because it is written in French. But anyway, the film is from 2004. It's written and directed by Fabrice Duwels. It stars Laurent Lucas, Philippe Nahon, Jackie Barrower, and Jean-Luc Cochard. And the plot is basically about a gentleman by the name of Mark Stevens, who is played by Laurent Lucas. He's like a traveling musician, performer type guy, and he is. It's around the Christmas holiday, and he is about to perform, I think, for I forget what a Christmas special for someone in the town or whatever. And his car breaks down in the middle of deep in the woods, and he gets rescued, or not rescued, but this guy comes to his rescue, I guess. Some crazy guy who's looking for his dog, he claims. So he takes Mark Stevens to a local inn where he stays, and basically all hell breaks loose from that point on. The film is a horror film. It's dubbed as a horror film, but it actually is more of a psychological thriller. And basically, what happens, without giving too much away, is that there's a crazy this man who I guess owns the inn, played by, I believe, Jackie Barrower, plays a character by the name of Mr. Bartel, and Mr. Bartel is the innkeeper, the owner, or whatever. And he is I don't know if he's schizophrenic or what, but he's psychotic for sure. And kind of like Misery, he ends up taking Mark Stevens hostage, and he thinks that Mark Stevens is his wife, Gloria. So you can imagine he's got Mark, chained up, whatever, and he's obviously a psycho. He puts Mark in a dress and addresses him as his wife. So that's basically it. Psychological trauma to Mark Stevens throughout the whole film, and there's a major twist at the end of the film as well. But you're basically watching the drama unfold as this man, this Mark Stevens, this performer, is being held captive by this psycho who thinks he's his wife and treats him as his wife, addresses him as Gloria, shaves his head, humiliates him, and yeah, so it's really a psychological thriller from perspective of a captive, or being held captive and tortured, basically. So that's your film, not horror. It's ironic because the film came out in 2004, and that's when a lot of like I think Saw and Hostel, a lot of torture porn films were being made, and this is kind of like Belgium's take, I feel like, on the torture porn genre. Much more classy though, and much less brutal and in your face and abrupt like films like Hostel and Saw. Much more subtle and different, very different. Way more psychological, or yeah, I think it attempts to be much more psychological. But so I'll go into the pluses of the film. I thought it was well written, solid acting, and dialogue was good for the most part. The atmosphere, scenery was great. I love Belgium, French countryside. It's always nice to see that other cultures and films portrayed, and I love I love the outdoors, and there's a little bit of that that countryside country feel, foreign country feel in this film. So I enjoyed the final shots in the woods as well. I said the town and the local village was I don't know, cool to look at as well, I guess. Mr. Bartel's acting, the guy who plays the psycho, basically, was particularly strong. I thought Laurent Lucas's acting was good too, but I'll go into some of the negative things. Not so much on his acting, but more about the dialogue, I feel, and the character, how he was written, that I didn't like. But Mr. Bartel as a character and as an actor portraying a psychotic man was great. It was excellent acting, so that's a plus. I also thought it was the director or set designers, whatever, they did a good job of creating a rural setting with the local villagers who were clearly isolated from normal, I guess what you would deem as normal or typical society. As they seemed, from the dialogue and their dress and everything, they seemed very socially awkward. So the film had this very awkward, foreign feel to it, which was nice. Very, very unique for a horror film. Unique feel. I said solid cinematography and direction, especially for a low-budget film. It felt like it was a well-shot, classy film. You could never tell it was really budget. But so yeah, solid cinematography for sure. And I said aside from the twist at the end of the film, I really enjoyed the story, as it reminded me a lot of Stephen King's Misery. Just in the fact that you've got a rational. Well, in Misery, he's obviously famous. What's his name? Kane, or whatever his name is. But anyway, just the captivity and the psycho being held captive by a psycho, and the fact that he was a writer and this guy's a musician. Some similarities there. So, let's see. And I said it was very disturbing and unique for a film that was shot in 2004. But I guess we had other disturbing films around that time as well. So. I guess for the negatives, I wrote first and foremost, I didn't care for the character of Mark Stevens. The actor played by Laurent Lucas was decent, but I felt that the writing and dialogue for his character lacked substance and kind of just wasn't very attractive. Given that the character goes through some very traumatic situations, I felt I'm just going to read what I wrote. I felt that he needed to be more likable than the writing kind of enabled him to be. I think it was mainly due to the dialogue and the way that the character was, Mark Stevens particularly, reacted to what he was going through. He was kind of just boring, and like he sat there in a trance. Like, I mean, I guess the psychological trauma of such a grueling situation would make some people just possess some people and just make them completely, what's the word? Just like, and it puts you in a trance or whatever, and just make you numb. But it wasn't very entertaining from a viewer's aspect. He just kind of sat there, didn't really fight for himself at all, even though I guess he just felt hopeless or helpless. But it was just kind of boring. Like the cat. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe what I'm saying. But I said overall, I wanted to feel more for the character emotionally. I wanted to be able to really feel his pain and sympathize for what he was forced to be going through by Mr. Bartel and some other people I'm not going to mention because I don't want to spoil it. But I said the character of Bartel, on the other hand, was great. Great job of portraying a deeply sick and perverted man. So I already mentioned that though. So delirious is what I wanted to say. He just acted. Mark Stevens, the character of Mark Stevens, just like was delirious basically, and they're just the dialogue. It lacked dialogue. It lacked substance, and it just wasn't very entertaining. It was just a lot. But Mr. Bartel was, so he kind of made up for it. So the entertainment really came from the character of Mr. Bartel, the Psycho. But I just said the other main problem, lastly I guess, because I'm going on here too long, the other main problem I had with the film was the twist at the end. There's a major twist that I'm not going to reveal, but I just said it was too crazy, it was too much, highly far-fetched and unrealistic, and I think it just tried too hard to be special and different, and it honestly, the film, or the directors tried to make the film, try too hard to make it something that it really wasn't, and it just didn't make sense. Like, to me, it was just way too unrealistic to me. But again, some people liked it, so I mean, I'm not this is just my opinion, obviously. Hey, Pipsina, she came to join us. Let's see if we can get her on film. There she is. Say hi to the camera, my lovey dove. You want wubbies? So yeah, I mean, the ending was kind of a blower, honestly. The story in the film was great up until the end, but that twist just kind of made it like, ugh, really? So anyway, that's it, guys. This is my review for Calvary, my first Saturday review. Sorry that it's coming so late, but thank you for watching, and I will catch you next Saturday on Body Bags, where horror does lie. Thanks for watching. Peace.